Here we have my new Seiko 5 mechanical watch. I've always wanted a mechanical watch, but generally they are expensive, or if you want a cheaper one you can get Chinese ones, which often have a very fancy design. But then I found on eBay last week this very fine Seiko 5, which is a brand that Seiko have used for many decades now, which is a automatic watch with 21 jewels, including date and a day, which its recommended retail price in the UK is only about £100, and you can get it on eBay for something like £50. Amazon and similar online shops for maybe £60. I paid £49.99 for this from an eBay seller, which I will name below, and I'm very happy with it. It arrived in only a day using Royal Mail Special Delivery, and it comes in this very nice presentation box, including black pillow, and if you remove it from its case you can see that it has a metal bracelet, and it has a clear golden exhibition back with a crystal, so you can see the movement and the weight of the automatic movement. The automatic movement means that it has this weight which, when you move the watch, spins and winds up the movement. This kind of automatic watch you can't wind using the crown as you would an ordinary automatic watch. Only the higher end movements from Seiko allow you to do that, and from other manufacturers, but as this watch is only £50, I'm not going to quibble too much. I had to take a couple of links out of the band to fit. Obviously they're always made long so that it's easier to remove links than it is to get new ones and add them. You set the time by pulling out the crown to the furthest point, and you set the date and the day by moving it to the first stop and rotating it. And there is the date in English and in French. And there is the date, obviously, you set by moving it clockwise and the day anti-clockwise. And obviously you should set it properly according to afternoon or morning time, but I'm only demonstrating it here. Okay, now it's only specified to plus or minus 25 seconds a day, but I have a way of testing this without having to compare it to either a quartz watch or better, an atomic time source such as the GPS, and that is an iPhone app, which I will now demonstrate. Right, so I'll now demonstrate the Watch Tuner Timegrapher. A timegrapher is a device used by watchmakers to measure the accuracy and the mechanical reliability of mechanical watches. And it works by listening to the tick of the watch and deriving from it a measure of the watch's accuracy, beat rate, and general functioning. So the iPhone app works by listening to the beat using the microphone. So you place the watch against the microphone of the iPhone. It's better to use a hands-free kit, but for this demonstration it's not so important. You also have to select the appropriate lift angle, which is a parameter of the movement based on how far the pallet swings when it touches the balance wheel, and for this movement the angle is 53 degrees. So what it will do is, assuming the sensitivity is enough, this watch has quite a quiet tick, so I'll increase the sensitivity to about 15. It will listen to the tick and derive the accuracy, essentially the rate in seconds per day, the beat error, which is the error of each individual tick beat, and the amplitude, which is merely the amount that the balance wheel turns for each swing. The greater that number is towards 360, the better, and that is greatest when a watch is firstly new, like this one, and fully wound, like this one probably is now after wearing it for most of the day. And also when it's clean and doesn't need a service, and obviously as a watch gets older, its oil dries up and dirt gets in and slows it down, and also the mainspring can become tired and fatigued, and the amplitude drops and the beat error increases and the watch becomes less accurate, and that's when the watch will need a service. So let's start it and let's have a look at how it works now. The first thing it will do is listen to the tick to derive the beat rate. The beat rate of this particular watch is 6 beats a second, or 21,600 beats an hour, and that will appear at the top, and then it will measure each parameter and hopefully eventually come up with the accuracy. So this is, at the beginning we're using it crown down, so let's start. So the app takes a few moments to detect the beat rate, 21,600. It's done that. It's already got the beat error, 0.1 milliseconds per beat, and it's calculating the daily rate of 4, 5 or 6 seconds per day, which is better than specified, but then again the watch is fully wound. On the right you can see the trace developing. It's taking a few more seconds to find the amplitude. I'm about to put up a screenshot of the completed trace, and I'll describe what you can see. Here the amplitude is calculated 258 degrees, which is pretty good because the watch is fully round, and the trace represents the tick of the watch, and the smoother the trace, with less scatter, the better it is. Obviously, because a watch is used in different orientations day by day, it moves around as your arm moves around, it's important to measure it in different orientations, such as crown up, or crown up to the side, or the other way up. I also have my polyop deck watch, which you've seen in previous videos, and this can also be measured. It's got a very low tick, so I'll turn the sensitivity down. I don't know the lift angle of this particular watch, but we'll set it to 50 as a guess, and we'll start it and see what how this is performing. So you can see this watch has a lower beats per hour, 18,000. It's already calculated the beat error in 1 millisecond, so it's not as accurate as the other watch. Now it's calculated the daily rate, 29 seconds fast per day, and amplitude of 186 degrees. So you can see that it has a much faster rate and a larger gain in time than the Seiko watch. So if you wind the watch, you should hopefully see that the amplitude increases as the spring is delivering more power. I am of course indebted to the watchmaker blog called The Watch Guy, who includes a great deal of information about timegraphers and other watch related matters. So the timegrapher shows that the amplitude has increased to 253 degrees and the beat error and daily rate is slightly better.